Disclaimer. We are not Critical Role or roleplay professionals, so please do temper your expectations. For this campaign, we are going to be attempting one of the hardest written campaigns known to Dungeons & Dragons. Tyranny of Dragons. The characters that we'll be playing in this campaign are as followed. The fallen Aasimar paladin, Lucille von Rondanor, played by myself, his adopted daughter, the feral child shifter barbarian, Alice von Rondanor, played by Ray, the vulture Araroka Holowon Dampiem monk, Mortis the Damned, played by Troll, and finally, the Dragonborn druid Trish, played by the captain. And as per usual, we have our favourite, bunny-obsessed, forever thespian DM, Andy Rue, to set the scene and carry us through this marvellous misadventure into the Forgotten Realms, as Lucille and co. fight to stop the Dragon Cult's plans.
Hello, and welcome to part 3 of our Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Right, so from last session, obviously the party have encountered, well, literally came face to face with a dragon, and conflict with a half-dragon champion, and dealing with kobolds and rescuing villagers. And is there anything that the party remembers about last session?
I only lost because of a bloody crit.
I made the blue half dragon cry.
You did.
And we called you back into the keep to rest up.
Yes.
And then that is it.
He passed out, still stood up. I love that trope in just media. Passing out, stood up.
Okay. What I will say is, obviously the characters are still within the Keep of Greenest. Time is pressing, and it's getting close to sunrise. And bit by bit, the horde are dispersing. They're making their way down south. Mm-hmm. And as this is happening, obviously volunteers who have agreed to walk out of the keep to try and find survivors are making use of the tunnel that the heroes have cleared up, and obviously doing their best to concealing it from the raiders as much as possible. So within the keep, obviously some of the survivors are offering little prayers to those that didn't make it, and some are still huddled, because obviously you guys advised them to go underneath, in the cellar area, and to remain there, which is obviously the most safest.
Lucille is still he's still in and out of consciousness. He's not dying or at any risk of actually dying because of the actions of his party members.
Yeah.
He's still basically recovering in a bed, just for a bit, so he can actually just get up.
I'm probably perched over you, watching you.
And I'm sat by your side.
So obviously the characters are doing their best to recover.
Yep.
While everything is starting to slowly become more and more quiet. So it's about 4 o'clock in the morning that the bulk of the horde is starting to make their way down south. You might get the occasional kobold mucking around, still running around Greenest, trying to pester, some of the survivors.
You can just deal with kobolds with a big whapping.
Yep, just hit me with a big whipping stick.
So, okay. Obviously, you guys, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, last time you guys have brought in prisoners.
Yes,
a prisoner, yes.
Yeah, a prisoner. The prisoner being a cultist, I believe. Was
Yes,
it a
it
cultist?
was.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a cultist.
He took an arrow to the knee.
So, right,
People
so
say Dex Paladins don't work.
just going to quickly check something.
Don't work.
So it's up to you guys whether you would like to interrogate or to leave the governor and some of the guards to interrogate. It's up to you guys if you want to get involved in the interrogation.
Ooh, okay. So coming to and being told about we're ready to interrogate the prisoner, like putting on some like clothing because he's not going to wear his armor just yet. Like that's when we start moving out.
Yeah.
So wearing his normal clothes, he tells Alice to wait outside the room.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm sorry, but this is not for a child's eyes. Morty, you're coming with me.
I will follow.
Okay, as you make your way down, obviously along the way you pass Escobert, the shield dwarf. He kind of pats you on the shoulder in respect, you know, sort of, because he looks exhausted. He looks ready to drop off.
I basically say to him, despite our start, you go take some rest.
And he says, "I." And he says, "You look like you could need some rest as well."
Yes, but there are things that I need to do before I'm allowed to rest.
Escobert kind of looks in the direction where the cultist was taken prisoner, and he kind of nods and he thinks, "Do what you have to do." So while this is happening, Rachel, is your character doing anything?
My character's going to be sat outside the door when they go in, looking like when you leave a dog outside a shop.
Scratching on the door in a bit.
And what about your character?
I'm following him.
You're following him? Okay then. Right.
So on the way, I've asked for a few things. Like just asking a member of the guard, could you go get me a few items?
Well, what do you require?
A hot poker, a vial of acid, salt, and lemon juice.
And pliers.
They said, "Well, I'll see what I can find."
Oh, and
Pliers.
because I know blacksmiths have like a
Yeah,
specific tool.
Yep. Oh, that.
Yeah.
and iron pick. Like an iron pick or chisel.
Well, seeing this is quite an oldish kind of keep, you're bound to find stuff like that.
I am going to say that any viewers who suffer from not liking a lot of blood, interrogation teams with this group can get very
Violent.
yes.
And a heavy hammer.
Yes, get ready to wave that card with the X.
Like we'll keep it as like not bordering on the video being taken down from YouTube. But hey, these are fantasy characters, they're not real, so we're not hurting anyone.
Okay. Well, the prisoner is being kept in a separate area. The interrogation room, which is kind of close to the front gate. And it's guarded by two guards.
He just looks at the guards and say, "It's time for interrogation."
And without saying a word, one of the guards pulls out a set of keys. And what you see in front of you is a human who's obviously his hood has been removed. He's still got his robe, his sort of obviously like the design of the Cult of the Dragon, and he's kind of looking there very, very stern. You know,
Okay.
very, very
First
stern.
thing I'm gonna...
Is there any guards in the room?
Not in the room. The guards are mainly outside.
I say to the guards,
Yeah.
by no means you let her into the room, pointing at Alice. This is something that no child should ever have to witness.
Understood. Okay, so one of the guards offers your character an apple. Would you like this apple? Offers an apple. He said, "Well, come along. I'll show you some of the chickens. If you like to see some of the chickens, something we've got farm animals you can pet."
Chase the chickens.
That's not a good idea, being she was raised in the wild. She bites the head off one.
We might have to do a combat scene with her and some chickens.
That'd be brilliant. Okay, so first things first, seeing that he stood there quite... You know one of the worst feelings ever? Is spilling hot coffee on your lap. Isn't it?
Oh, I don't do coffee.
I've done that. Well, a hot drink. Spilling a hot drink on your lap.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst things that can ever happen.
I spilled pasta on
So-
my leg.
With that vial of acid I asked for,
Yeah.
I walk over, pour the acid on his lap, and towards his crotch area.
Okay. Right. So
3, 2, 1.
he's starting to clench. You can see his face sort of clenching. You can see a mixture of pain and repressing the pain. Do you know what I mean? This is a cultist. This is one who's like trying to fight off any chance of talking.
Okay. So,
My go.
yeah.
I walk up to his hand with the pliers
Yeah.
and start to pull at his fingernails.
He screams in
One by one.
pain as he sort of bites his lip as he tries to withstand the agonising.
Okay, so I'm going to do something, because obviously I'm guessing the acid has burned through his cloak and onto his
Yeah.
thighs and crotch. The salt. I'm going to rub salt in the wound. I'm literally going to salt bay salt all over his lap constantly. Yeah, it's disinfectant because I think salt is a disinfectant, but it hurts like a bitch. So what happens? What would happen if you get salt on acid burns?
Well, like in oh, that's kind of cute. Thank you. Like in the film Total Recall, right? You know why Arnold Schwarzenegger always has this strained look of pain in his face?
Oh, is it
Imagine-
the
yeah.
eyes bulging out?
Well, similar, but like like moments in the film where he's always like he's straining. Imagine that, but 10 times. Okay, can
You guys haven't even asked any questions.
Not yet.
No,
we're
we're
just
breaking
warming
them
him up.
first and then asking questions.
I'm going to make a roll for the guy.
Because I know this is not how you interrogate, but if you break them first, you'll get the answers a bit quicker.
Let me just find
God, I
my
need
relevant
therapy.
information. What is that? Okay, let's see.
No, to be fair, what I've done is actually kind of tame compared to... Because I've stubbed my toe, like ripping out a chunk of nail, and that... God, I wanted
Right.
to break something with how much pain I was in.
What about
I've
the
actually had a nail come out.
what about the Ace
Right.
Ventura terror tactics?
Normally, the cultists would get
the
advantage.
knife and fork on the plate. And then the touching of the eyeball.
Oh, Andy. Andy.
Nails down
Yeah.
the chalkboard.
I've got an idea
Nails
of
down
what
the
I'm
chalkboard.
going to do.
I'm
With all of
interested.
this,
I'm
so-
sitting down before I even roll a dice here.
So, I'm going to quickly move, grab a plate and a fork, because we've done the physical bit. Now, like, obviously his body looks like it's giving in. I'm going to go right up to his ear, plate, fork, and grind them together. Right. Are you
Okay.
going to, and I'm going to say, are you going to tell us anything about the Dragon Cult, or is this going to continue?
Okay then. Well, what I'm going to let you guys do, this is clearly intimidation. Because you've...
Before we do this, those nails that I ripped out,
Yeah?
lemon juice.
Oh! You're a monster!
We know I am, but...
So we've literally just used everything and then...
And it ain't even pancake day.
No, we're not going to flip him over and do it on the other side.
They're enjoying this way too much.
It's one thing I've always learned. A group's true colours always come out when it comes to an interrogation scene in roleplay.
I like these guys, you know. They're my kind of players, you know. They're my kind of players.
You say an intimidation
Messed
roll.
up with a little bit of silly.
Right, okay then.
Crap.
So,
Oh, don't worry, Troll. I'm very good at intimidation.
right. To represent his dark devotion, normally, under such circumstances, victors will be disadvantaged, but it'll be a normal roll for him. Because normally he'll gain advantage, but you've stripped that away because of the pain you inflicted on him.
So do we still roll the...
I'll let you guys roll for intimidation,
Yay.
and both of you can make a roll, and then he has to try and resist it. So I think it'll be
so
just...
I got a 19 plus 7, which is 26. Do I rub salt in the wound a little bit more and roll a heroic? Nah,
I rolled a 20 plus 2, but that was a crit 20.
So yeah, we both pretty much intimidated him.
Pretty much, yes, absolutely.
What did he roll, Andy?
Well, he only got a total of 6. Don't expect any less from me. He says, all right, especially with that.
Okay, I stop. So, what are you going to tell us?
What do you want to know?
Who you work for?
Who does number 2 work for?
Who do you work for? What are you doing? Why did you come to Greenest?
We work for the Queen of Dragons. We're trying to collect a great hoard that will usher in the reign of the Queen of Dragons. We're collecting as much loot from as many towns and villages as possible in devotion to her.
Where are you taking it?
He says, I am saying no more. Intimidation?
I'm going to heroic die, because that's 18.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Oh.
Right. Although he's beaten a 19,
Yeah.
but you got a heroic failure.
Yes.
So it can still take some kind of effect. So nothing's coming out. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to come up with something that, although you don't get the desired result, you might get a result. And so...
I yell out to the guards. Guards, bring me a chalkboard. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to step up close to him and remove my mask and look him dead in the eyes.
Oh, you're going to use your visage thing, aren't you?
I'm looking him dead in the eyes.
Yeah? Ooh. So what does the visage thing do?
Basically, he's terrified.
Oh.
He just scares him.
He's like fearful of me completely.
No
for a
safe
minute.
throw,
No,
just
no,
completely...
just completely terrified.
Yeah. So he's like, what was it? Like in Judge Dredd, that dark judge.
I'm literally just looking into his eyes with my soulless eyes. I'm just looking at him. It's like the penitent stare from Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I'm literally just looking into him.
Yeah. His eyes, he's like, eyes really bulging, he's getting white as a sheet. What are you? He says, what are you?
I am Batman.
I'm Birdman.
Wrong game.
No, I'm just gonna continue to look into his eyes and just say, what was it we're asking? Sorry.
Where is your encampment?
Where are you taking the treasure?
We're taking it down south, where there is a camp.
A camp?
A large camp.
What resides at the large camp?
There is many of us cultists and kobolds, and the leaders of this camp.
Leaders, you say? And who are they?
Does one happen to be a
big girl's blouse.
blue-scaled lizard?
You mean Langdidrosa? Yes, he's one of them.
And who are the others?
The other one is Frulam Mondath. And
Is that the lady in purple?
the same. And the last one, who hasn't really been part of the raiders that have pillaged Greenest. Just going to find the name. It was there a moment ago. Won't be a second.
I might have an idea.
Is another half dragon of the name Resmia.
Of course, another lizard that learned to stand on its hind legs. Yeah, he's taking the loss kind of badly, because he sees it as like it was a cheap shot why he lost.
Okay, the two guards arrive. Says, "We got your chalkboard. Where would you need it?"
Okay.
So I've been playing
basically-
noughts and crosses on it, you know.
Right. I take the guards out of the room for a second and just go to them. Remember, he is chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's a criminal. There is no lawful here. So what he basically takes them out and says, like, we're going to tell him that after we've got the information, he is free to go. But we're going to keep him here. And every hour on the hour, I want you to do two things, each of you. I hand one of them a plate and a fork, and the other one point at the chalkboard. You, I want you to scrape your nails down the chalkboard, and you scrape that fork against the plate, against him every hour on the hour, until he is truly repentant of his ways.
Right, before he comes back into the room...
Oh
Okay.
God, don't kill him!
No, I am going to try and peer into his soul.
Wait, what?
I want to try and peer into his...
You're going to get guards chasing your character because of that.
I want to
Rachel,
try
you
and,
never played Skyrim! Never touch
My
the
chickens!
I want to try and peer into his soul and make him regret every decision he's ever made.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
God.
like psychologically, like peer into his...
Yeah, is that automatic?
It's not an ability. I'm just gonna persuade him that he's done the wrong thing, or and truly make him believe that he's done wrong in his life.
We're not gonna
So
let
make
you
a
go.
persuasion check.
No, that's...
And there's a DC value to it. So
Persuasion, where's that?
It's charisma.
charisma. Ooh,
I'm gonna
very
roll
good.
the heroic dice as well.
Okay, what happens is
23.
what happens is that as you're doing this effect, he's doing his best to try and resist as strong as possible,
Try not
and
to
then
cry.
suddenly
Cry.
he bursts into tears and is he's like oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Oh. So he's a real mess. So he's gone from looking like he's tense to suddenly,
Oh, we broke him just like the dragon. Like the half dragon.
a horde of crybabies. Right, at this moment, I'm just saying
Oh,
that maybe
no.
a guard's chasing his character because she's held herself to the chickens.
Chickens,
Like a few chicken feathers coming out.
Chickens. Can I turn around and give the guard big puppy dog eyes?
If you like. Give that advantage.
Oh, for God's
Broken
sake.
him.
So, it's like this whole like interrogation.
That ought to do it.
Meanwhile,
Just a kid.
literally
Pat
getting
on the
away
head.
with chicken murder. That'll be a 5 gold fine.
So as soon as I've done this to the cultist, I'm
Yeah.
going to jump down off where I was sat, stroll out the room, and said, "He's all yours."
And then my character
Oh,
is
I
going
actually-
to draw.
Wait, Lucille doesn't actually know what went on. He just started crying, and he's already said to the guards, "On the hour, on the hour." Oh God!
I've broken him.
And I'm gonna make it worse.
Okay, one of the guards goes up to behind the cultist and goes... upsetting the poor cultist even more.
My
Okay,
character is just going to be,
so-
after her great chase for the chickens, she's just going to be sat drawing.
Okay, so he's Lucille is going to turn to Morty and say, "So I'm guessing by what they said, they have some sort of encampment. Apparently, according to the guards, they went south.
South it is.
I have an idea. Where was the that dragon scale or whatever person?
South.
No. I'm going to beeline straight for the chapel just to show him what he means, because Lucille doesn't know the actual name for the Dragonclaw cultist. Because they wear armour, don't they?
The oh, are you referring to the cultist that was left?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
killed by his kobolds.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember
So-
that. To open the door, yeah.
Okay, so there, I'm going to grab the body.
Yeah.
I'm going to take off the armour and find like a couple cultists around with their like robes and stuff. And I'm going to come back to the keep.
Yeah.
Given his previous experience as a rogue, it makes sense that he comes up with this idea. We're going in as one of their own. Though, how are we going to hide Child? I can hide her in the backpack. I can get a backpack, put her in the backpack, so we just look like a Dragonclaw cultist and a cultist wearing a mask.
Okay.
I'm just going into a backpack now, apparently.
Yeah, well, we can't... Right.
You want to shove a child into a backpack?
Right.
Surely that's going to meet some childhood laws.
Right. Troll. We don't have 2 other small characters, so we can't do the 3 children in the cultist outfit. Unless we go as one really tall cultist.
Should we just sit on your shoulders?
Yeah, but if her character's like a dog anyway, just remember that kobold I had won a bloody dog competition.
A bit of context for that. During a campaign we had with Andy playing a kobold, we entered him in a dog contest because there was nothing else to do.
He won.
Because crit 20s are funny.
Okay then. So you say you're going to the chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've recovered the was it the armour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Making sure to clean any and all blood off of it, because that
Yeah.
looks suspicious.
And because these
And it'll make it, and it'll be all lemon scented.
Yes. Because we've still got the lemon juice.
lemon scented. Crazy. Okay.
That's new shampoo, sir.
Why you just say you've kidnapped me? It's fine.
Right,
He
so when
wouldn't
you
do that to his
guys
daughter.
are
Not
still
even
in the keep.
like jest. As long as you stay really still, they won't know you're in the backpack.
So when you guys are still in the keep, the
Yeah.
Governor Nighthill approaches you guys and says, "What information have you gleaned from the prisoner?"
Well, they are gathering treasure for a dragon. Did we
The
get her
Queen
name?
of Dragons.
That one, yes.
Queen of Dragons.
I didn't even know dragons actually had a queen.
He said, well, I've heard some myths, but obviously I don't normally buy into these things, normally, but...
Well, seeing as Mortis has probably spent some time knowing this sort of stuff, he's going to speak up to saying the name
The actual name?
of the Queen of Dragons. He's going to go, it's Tiamat.
And Governor Nightill is like eyes sort of widening, thinking, that name sent a chill to any person's spine throughout the whole of this realm.
It's funny, there's just like mine and Rachel's characters, so they're quite oblivious because we don't actually know who Tiamat is.
My character's still thinking about the chickens.
So that listen.
Cleaning the feathers off you.
Chickens.
There might be more to this than what we realise. What else? What other information?
They have a camp to the south.
And there are three higher ups down there. Two are dragon kin or something, and one is called the Purple Lady, and she seems to be in charge of it all.
Well, down at the south, there's obviously a lot of mountains and large hills down by the south.
They said down south.
Yes, south from Greenest.
Yes.
So it wouldn't surprise me. So yes, maybe the raiders' camp is likely to be hiding there.
And, given my former occupation, I came up with a most ingenious idea, if I do say so myself. He literally just...
Does it involve chickens?
Yeah, does it involve chicken?
Alice.
Murder most foul.
He pulls out...
Taxi, get me out of here.
He pulls out the Dragon Claw outfit.
Yeah?
I procured these. Mortis and I... We are going to attempt to infiltrate them as some of their own. While Alice here, they didn't have a cultist outfit big enough for you, and you wouldn't exactly pass for a K.O.L.B.O.L.D, so you're gonna have to go in my backpack.
He said that, look,
Not again.
Get in the
obviously, I'm going to try and... Obviously, me and the rest of the townsfolk, we're going to do our best to try and recover things as much as we can. We ain't going to venture beyond until we know the areas are safe. And but look, if there's any information you can find down there, anything at all, we will pay you
Okay,
for
so
for each important bit of information.
Alice, we will get chickens later. So what he's going to do, he's going to pull out paper and quill and start like writing down seemingly a letter
Yeah.
saying, I am part of a order of paladins. Rolls it up, folds it up like how a letter is, and places a wax stamp on it.
Mhm.
Do you have a messenger?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'm just going to remember where it is. Because I had this written down,
Yeah.
because I know it wasn't in Waterdeep, because... I remember where it was. Take this to Baldur's Gate. There, you'll find... I literally just picked Baldur's Gate because it was the only major city that wasn't Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Take this letter, have a messenger or something, take this letter to Baldur's Gate. Take it to the church there.
Yeah.
It is a request for having some of my order stationed here to help protect the town from any further attacks. It is the least I can do while me and my group are going to be away.
He kind of puts his hands together and he says, I'm not sure if there's anything at all that the town of Greenest can show our thanks. You know, I don't think there's anything that we can give to you to offer our gratitude.
Even though he wants like a reward, he thinks differently. He's just like, as long as you remember the great deeds of Lucille von Rondanor, we won't require payment.
Can we have chickens?
It's just like he's in that pose. He's in that pose, and then just child. Can we have chickens? It's just like,
And Governor Nighthill kind of pats you on the top of the head and says, "Of course, you can have as many chickens as you like." If that's the least we could offer.
yes, she does like the taste of chicken.
I like
But
the chase.
remember, Alice, you do need to eat your veggies as well.
Can't chase vegetables.
You're meant to eat vegetables, not chase them.
Hey, she's got a good point.
Yeah, but you can't chase vegetables then eat them. You're supposed to chase chickens and then eat them.
You chase them
Yes.
if you throw them.
But you will never grow big and strong if you don't have your veggies. Lucille's saying, and he's actually quite a picky eater himself. He's like the kind of person who you'll have peas on his plate and he'll just like stealthily just sleight of hand them onto someone else's plate.
Okay, Escapert, the shield dwarf, approaches the party and says, "Is there anything that you require? Anything that we can give to you in preparation for your journey south?"
Chickens!
Alice, you're getting your chickens. Hold your chickens.
Don't count them all before they hatch.
A horse and cart might be useful to carrying supplies.
No problem.
And
God.
just trying to think.
Dog instincts over.
Looks at his quiver and like a couple more arrows might be helpful.
Yes, we got plenty. Take what you need.
Okay, so what he's going to do, he's going to take refill his quiver of arrows up to 50.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to take a longsword as backup.
Mm-hmm.
In case his rapier gets broken, he has the longsword to fall back onto.
Escapert kind of looks to your character and says, "Is there anything that you require?"
Shakes his head.
None at all. He says, "Fair enough." "And what about you?" he says, looking at you. "Is there anything that you require at all? Anything that the good old dwarf can get you?"
Have you got any sweeties?
"Sweeties? She allowed sweeties?"
In moderation, yes, but they will be handed to me.
Don't listen to him. He's a meanie.
I am your adopted father, and you get sweets as a reward for being good, remember?
"You must listen to your father." "But look, listen, I'll just get her a little bag. You know, you can just pass as and when. Special elf treats. Normally I'm not into elven food, but these are quite the delicacy."
I've had elven desserts in the past, and I would agree.
Okay, at this point, the party are approached by a young man. And this young man is limping heavily on his bandaged left leg.
At this point, Morty looks like he's happy
Yeah?
because he's seen an injured person.
And your god is like, "Oh, so I think it's heading in the right direction, don't you think?"
Let's see what happens.
"Oh, but you could also see something else, don't you?" "Oh, I know you can. Oh, we know. Oh, perhaps a particular individual." "Oh, yes, this is where it will all start."
I will watch and listen, Master.
You will. Because I need entertainment. No finer entertainment than what the living gives.
So at this point, as he sees the man hobbling into the keep, He sort of looks like he's watching like a vulture would watch a struggling animal.
You're watching like a hawk, basically.
Like I am a vulture after all,
Yeah.
and so I am watching him with great interest.
That's
And we're back from our little break.
rightio then. Moving on. Obviously, a young man has walked up to you, limping heavily on his bandaged left leg, and he says, "I hear that you intend to follow the raiders and see where they've gone. I'd like nothing better than to come with you, but in this condition, I'd slow you down. In the midst of all this tragedy, there's no reason you would have heard about the fate of my master, Leosin Erlanthar. But it's important you know he is a monk from Burdusk. He disappeared last night after we fought a particularly savage battle against the raiders. A few others and I fought our way back to the keep, barely. Leosin didn't make it at all. We went back this morning to look for him, but all we found was his broken staff and this choker which he always wore." And the young man introduces himself as Nessim Waladra, and he says, "I'm honoured to meet you, great paladin.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you're, I couldn't help but admire the way you stood your ground when you came face to face with that flying beast."
I simply just had to show them that you can be as big as you want, but you cannot scare everyone. There are always going to be people who will stand up to villainy in this world.
I said, "You haven't, it makes me happy to hear that, to hear that there is hope in this world. Just when everything seems lost, and this is pretty much the stance that my master Leosin pretty much took.
Ah.
For he too is very much an equal to you, I would say, an equal to you in terms of inner strength. And you see, my master has been investigating these raiders for months.
Mm-hmm.
I fear that he might have tried to infiltrate their group when they retreated, or worse, was captured and carried away as a prisoner. You see, no one understands these bandits better than he does, and his knowledge will be invaluable against them. If you manage to find their camp, please, 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 I beg of you,
Rescue him?
Yes, please. And I hope to goodness that he's alive. One of my brothers has already departed for Burdusk to bring back help, but unfortunately, I doubt it'll be many days before any help will arrive. But I hear that I couldn't hope overhearing there will be more like you from Baldur's Gate making their way.
Yes, I have sent word to my clergy back at Baldur's Gate. But first, let me ease your pain. So, I guess we've had a long rest at this point.
Yeah.
Healing hands. I heal him by 2 hit points, helping him with his limp.
He's starting to walk a little bit better, and he
How do you
thanks
feel
you.
now?
He's feeling a lot better. He's not 100%, but he's feeling much more brighter, much more sort of, he can limp around, but he kind of puts his, stick to one side. So he's not as limping as bad. He's still limping a little bit, but not as bad.
But it's like less painful.
Yeah.
At this point, Mortis is looking less happy about it.
Right, so we have our gear, we have the outfits, and we can plan the rest on the way.
Don't have to get in the bag now.
Not now, dear, not now. Though, he's going to go over a bit more of the idea of his plan.
Mm-hmm.
Just as they're getting ready, that we will make camp nearby, as it's very secluded mountains, is what we've been told. We can easily make camp without being caught. And if there's a patrol, we can easily silence them beforehand. But we'll wait till night and have our resident bird do a quick once-over using using the cover of darkness to his advantage. Let's just hope it is not a full moon, because as we know from real-life ninjas, you don't wear dark colours on a full moon because you'll get caught.
They didn't wear black though, they wore dark blue.
Yes, they wore dark blue to help blend in with the night sky.
Well, Nezim passes you the choker that once belonged to Leosin. It's a braided leather neckband with a silver dragon design chased into the leather. The ends are ragged as if it was like roughly torn off. So, and he says that if Leosin happens to be alive and well, please return this to him.
Freedom from the collar.
He just looks at Morty, just like giving him a look of like, should I or do you want this?
He reaches out with his hands to take it.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Being
let
a
her-
monk himself,
Yeah.
he takes it and just puts it under his robe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, is there anything that you'd like to do? Anything you'd like to ask Nezim, or anything you need to prepare?
Well, we've already like requested like certain weapons, rations if they have any spare. Because we don't have our druid with us again tonight.
And you wanted some chickens.
Chickens!
Chickens.
Chickens! But I don't want their chickens. We could get them when we come back.
Okay.
Chickens.
So, what's the next step for the characters?
Well, it is quite simply,
Head south.
head south
Okie dokie.
with our new horse-drawn carriage. Well, it's a cart.
Okie dokie. So, right, to begin with, the Raider's Path is...
Sorry, hold on a sec. I said before, why don't you two like change into your robes and ride on the cart and just sort of try and cover it over with me underneath? So we're like bringing in goods or...
That's a better idea, but I think we should still at least have Morty flying night
Yeah,
vision.
I didn't mean not to
Scout.
get him scalped, but like when we finally go in.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Ooh,
Sorry, Andy.
given that idea, actually, would that be metagaming if I went?
What?
How about we just take a bunch of boxes, put a little, like what they did in Desolation of Smog, with the fish barrels, where the barrels of fish are only part way through, but they have a fake bottom. So we can fill that with like our rations, like our like food and stuff, to make it look like we're bringing in
Sorry.
rations and stuff. So if they check the cabinet, if they check the cart.
I forgot we had the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so what's the finalised plan?
right, the finalised plan is we get a bunch of boxes
Yeah.
and barrels, insert like a false bottom,
Yeah?
so we don't have to really, because these are just for show, with like different like types of meat, fruit, vegetables, anything they can really spare. And we're going to dress up in our disguises,
Yeah.
with having Alice hidden in the cart itself.
Mhm.
We can, because carts are built with like a bit of a like fake, well, not really fake bottom, but if you cut a hole,
Like a hollowed...
yeah.
Yeah.
So when we get close, we're going to make like a false bottom to pull that up and have her inside.
It's probably best if we do it before we leave, anyway.
Yeah, like all of this is going to be done like over the hours while we're prepping.
Yeah?
And then, yeah, while we're wearing our disguises, we won't really don them properly until we get there, because we don't want to be attacked. So, yeah. just realised I'm playing the face.
Yes.
You're a paladin though. Paladins are sort of like that anyway.
Yeah.
So
But given how I tend to be a face in Star Wars, we're screwed.
So you're going to be the driver of the cart, and I'll
Yep.
perch on the back of the cart.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
I could probably pass as a winged kobold.
But you're a bird.
With a cloak on.
Unless we skin a kobold and you wear its skin.
You're nothing but bone anyway.
He does have skin on him and
Yeah.
feathers,
Okay.
but not everywhere.
But I don't think we could make an actual like kobold disguise with this amount of time.
No.
I'll just perch on the back then.
Just pass as like a cultist. Like a shorter cultist.
I'll perch on the back then.
Okay.
Okay. So you're ready to leave the keep of
Yep.
Greenest. Okay then. Well, the guards make sure that that the coast is clear.
Yep.
That no one is hiding. No kobolds that happen to be.
Gypsy kobold.
Maybe a few guards are like thinking kobold,
Yep.
and then they open up the portcullis
Mhm.
and ready to leave. So
Yes.
it's the first time they opened up the portcullis before, since the raiders have left. And okay, so all heading down south.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Okay then, so the raiders' path is quite easy to follow along the grassland of the green field. So obviously that's the
Because
first.
there would be a lot of like footprints.
There would be,
follow.
yeah. There's a wide swath of grass is trampled down. It's impossible to determine the raiders' numbers precisely, but you can tell that obviously many footprints. There's obviously the occasional item that's been left behind because so many raiders took so many stuff that
We'll
some
be
have
picking
dropped
them
off.
up as we go.
Yeah. And so there might be like a candlestick on the ground or a couple of coins and that kind of thing. And so obviously you kind of so obviously you kind of follow this trail to begin with. So it takes about 12 miles further down.
Yeah.
And I would say that. So, what sort of time? Because the raiders have left completely about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what sort of time are your
I would
guys?
say like mid-morning.
Yeah.
Like round about like 10:30, 11.
11, yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So at this moment the sun is pretty much hiding behind the clouds and stuff. So it's a very, very cloudy day.
Mm-hmm.
As you make your way down south, suddenly the grasslands slowly give way to more rockier ground, and you can make out, like the gently rolling hills, and you see like the occasional stream with steep-sided gullies and that kind of thing. So you're entering more into like craggy territory. Anything that your characters are doing at this point?
Just keeping an eye out for any sort of like patrols.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because obviously at this point the trail that the raiders are left on the grass line is no longer there. There's nothing's too obvious at the moment.
Yeah, should we get in our disguises?
Yes, this is where I'm gonna like don like the helmet. And he's actually even gonna say, I look rather fetching in purple. Though, the royal colours actually. More my speed anyway. Like he's just talking to himself because he knows, doesn't understand and doesn't care.
I will keep lookout on the back of the cart.
Yeah.
Should I hide you, Lou?
Yes, hide until we need you.
Okay.
Okay. So moving onwards, another hour passes.
Yep.
And you started to notice that there is smoke at a distance for about several miles away. At the distance, you notice
deadly
that
smoke or gentle smoke?
it's like gentle smoke, and but it's the only bit of activity that your characters can make
Head
out.
that way.
Hi ho, Silver!
I'm hidden.
Yes.
Okay then.
Yeah, I'm hidden.
Oh, that's quite nice. That's quite neat, actually.
At a moment where just in the middle of roleplay, I make like a little, like, fairly detailed face out of tinfoil.
Okay. Basically, as you get closer to the smoke area, you could just sort of make out. It looks to be like a prairie.
Mm-hmm.
And are you still willing to approach closely?
Yes, but we're keeping an eye out for any patrols, even though somebody is having a flapjack now.
I am keeping my my character is going to be Mortis is going to be he's going to be like aware of like looking everywhere.
Yeah.
Keeping his eyes open.
Okay. What you notice, and
we're going to find like a little point, like overlooking the camp,
yeah,
where we can make camp.
So you're gonna be like hiding away, or you're just
Yeah.
gonna be
until it's time for us to infiltrate.
Okay then. Right, as you sort of like observing for a few minutes over that kind of area, you can find that there seems to be obviously activity. There are some individuals there. There are 4 human cultists, and there are 8 kobolds.
Oh, is this
And
like on the road?
and the smoke is from a fireplace, and they seem to be
so it's like a
cooking.
little camp. So I stop the cart quietly, get Morty's attention, probably like bouncing a coin off his head or something.
He's probably seen it anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, it's just like gesturing to him to fly up, like making it like really like very over exaggerated, like flapping his arms.
Oh,
Oh
you okay?
crap! That was my yes. Okay, it's not broken. Thank
Nobody panic.
God.
Nobody panic.
You flapped a bit too hard then.
Yeah, I flapped a little bit too hard, forgetting what... Spatial awareness is the word of the day, people. So just like flapping his arms and pointing up, and then to... I'm guessing there's like a little ridge behind them.
Or is it a tree?
So you're just going to be... So your character's going to be observing.
Is there a tree or a ridge or a...
Yeah, there's
Rock
some,
outfits?
like, the odd tree. There's not many trees in this area, but they're like a few sort of dry-looking trees, and...
So I'm going to ready my bow and arrow,
Yeah?
and I'm going to like tell Morty before he flies up,
Yeah?
when I give the signal, dive bomb. Me and Alice will be there to back you up immediately.
Okay.
Because we need
I'm
to
gonna
take these
fly
guys
up and
out.
watch what they're doing.
Okay, then. This is what you basically see. You see the human cultists. They're basically sort of cooking food and everything, and they're kind of like separating themselves a little bit away from the kobolds. It's almost like although they're in the same kind of party, you can get this sense that they're...
Hierarchy.
Well, there's always like a bit of distrust, and whereas the kobolds are almost like doing what they're told and only eating from the scraps and things like that, and the cultists are like sort of like chucking meat at them.
Out of character,
Yeah.
I've got an idea here, seeing as I can speak Draconic.
And because you can
Do I
tell
do
that the leadership of the cultists towards the kobolds is nothing more than just bullying. But the other thing that you kind of notice, that would be, right, and the kobolds, although they got their weapons on their belts, the human cultists, the 4 of them, you notice that their weapons are stacked against a rock.
I know what I'm doing now. I'm going to try and stuff up and nick their weapons.
Okay.
What I'm going to do
You are dressed.
is I'm going to try and get the... Actually, do I try getting the attention of the kobolds, becking them over with some like actual like a lamb shank?
Yeah, but Sam, aren't you dressed up in your disguise now?
Yes, true.
I was thinking, you just like say, oh, why are you guys just laying about?
Actually, yeah. I'm going to actually walk in on the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do we have here?
While he's doing this, I am going to try and sneak and grab their weapons.
Okay.
The
So you're approaching the
weapons.
cult.
So he's basically flying up and around,
Yeah.
and then coming in from the back while I've got them distracted, because I'm obviously
You're dressed as a
dressed
cult.
as a higher member.
Yeah.
What do I see here? A bunch of miserable slackers wasting their time when they should be returning to camp.
I'd like you to make first of all, 2 rolls. A stealth roll from you. This will be a normal charisma.
Yep.
There's a normal charisma.
20.
Very good. You steal the weapons.
And so that is 16, but do I heroic die?
It's up to you.
You know what? F it. Okay.
Right.
It is 17, but heroically.
Okay.
Like, I've got my head slightly tilted back, so I'm, like, visibly looking down my nose at them.
It is a success, albeit a very heroic success. And so they all stand to attention. And, they do, like, the kind of cultist kind of salute. And he says, many apologies, sir. We were just given orders to be ahead of the rear guard.
Ahead of the rear guard?
Yes, sir. That's all we are. We're just skirmishers, stragglers, as you may. And
But are you aware that the rear guard has already returned to camp? Have you been messing around with these kobolds a little too long and lost track of time?
I'm going to get you to make another charisma check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not roll a 1. Okay, that's an 8.
Up to you if you want to make a heroic one. Up to you.
I'm going to make it heroic because I think we kind of need...
Because even if you fail, you still get some kind of an edge. That's the thing.
13.
At first, the cultist seems a little bit confused. And he says, and almost like, he kind of looks to the other cultists. And he just says, but sir, normally the rear guard remains there. Normally we would have been told by one of them.
About that. The messenger sent to come and collect you ran afoul of some monsters. The fool was dumb enough not to travel with any kobolds. To use as obvious fodder.
Okay, the kobolds are kind of like looking in that direction. What is going on?
This does not I say in Draconic, this does not concern you, whelps.
Make a charisma check on that. What are you doing with the weapons, by the way?
I'm going to stash them in a tree.
Yeah?
No. Oh, no. I'm going to tie some rope around the blade, around the handles of 2 of them.
Yeah?
Do that to both the sets.
Yeah?
And I'm gonna have it so I can actually, I'm gonna like have them as thrown so I can throw them.
Oh, like bowlers?
Yeah, but with swords.
Okay.
So...
Or drop them on them.
Andy,
Yeah?
I got a 23.
Ooh. Okay, the kobold is like, okay, I'll shut up. Almost like, okay, I'm not here.
He's going to turn to the cultist, and he's like, scraps they may be, they are wasted on such whelp dragonlings such as these.
Okay, At this point, one of the cultists says, "The weapons, where are they? Where are the weapons?"
He stands up, still on the cart. He stands up and is just like, "You were careless enough to let your weapons out of your sight while we are still in enemy territory? When I get back, I say the name of the blue dragonborn.
Langadrosa.
Lord Langdros.
Make
I
it
can't.
Lang.
Yeah,
Call him Lang.
Lord Lang was sure to be hearing about this, about the sheer incompetence we have let into our invading force.
Okay, you making a charisma, but this time with advantage.
Because I've actually used the name. That is 17.
Okay. They kind of get there's sort of looks of shame, embarrassment, and two of the cultists are kind of doing that, sort of hitting themselves flagellantry.
Stupid kobolds.
Bad! And when this is happening, some of the kobolds are sniggering at at the incompetence of the cultists. It's almost like saying, "Oh, you think we can screw up? You guys have done worse."
And he's actually going to say next, in Draconic.
Yeah?
Just saying...
Don't get too ahead of yourselves.
No. If you are not careful, the kobolds can easily be swayed by their own vices. Losing your weapons in such a situation, while laying on your laurels, eating your fill and drinking your day away, you could have been quite easily killed by your own kobolds.
We agree. We wholeheartedly agree. We are forever the servants of the great dragon. All praise the great dragon.
He puts his hand up to his helmet, in a pondering sort of sense. Mm-hmm. If I know Lord Lang,
While he's doing this, I'm going to drape the swords that are attached to each other over the branch.
Yeah.
Fly back down to behind the cultists. So kobolds probably have an understanding of death and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stand there with behind the cultists.
No, I've got a plan. I've got a really funny plan.
I'm going to go behind the cultists, stay stealth, and wait for him.
Okay.
I basically say in Draconic, why, if I were to leave right now, who would say that these kobolds might take advantage of this? And, even with the mask, my head's not turning, but I am looking at the kobolds and kind of giving them a small... with my hand still like that, and giving them a gesture.
Yeah?
When I leave, you're going to be my executioners.
Oh. And they're kind of I'm going to let you make an advantage on the charisma roll. You say you're going behind the cultists.
I'm going to go behind them, but not do anything. I'm just waiting.
Okay, then.
Ooh! That is 22.
Ooh. They're kind of drawling at the prospect,
So he's kind of done this subtly, so the cultists don't really... And I basically just say, make sure you are back at camp by midday, and I will forget this little transgression in my report. And then I just sit back down, whip the reins of the horse, and just walk off, leaving them to the kobolds.
Goody gumdrops.
I'll stay behind and watch for a little bit.
Okay, then. I would say that obviously the cultists' weapons have been taken away.
Yep.
So they got nothing but their bare fists. Kobolds, on the other hand, they got daggers, they got slings, and they are pretty mean in a pack. So there's 8 of them. And basically what you see, and even your god is like, ha ha ha, what a show! What a show! These kobolds literally strip these cultists down to the bone. It's the best meal they've ever had. They're nothing but bone. So the last thing you see of those cultists is just like skeletons in robes. And boy, do they pick the meat of those bones like nobody's business. And nothing more makes the meat more tender and juicier than the cultists screaming.
So,
And people are gonna probably call in the comments, shouldn't that be an alignment shift? They're evil. And my character literally just doesn't care about what happens to them.
And one of the kobolds, are you hiding?
I'm standing sort of in the background, but I'm going to be looming over the scene.
Yeah. One of the kobolds kind of looks at you very curiously, sort of snacking on the bone and things like that. You eat? You eat? Eat! Points to a half-eaten cultist.
Oh yeah, you're
Eat.
hungering for flesh.
Eat! You like us? Yeah.
I'm actually gonna make a willpower check.
Oh.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna fly down and start snacking on one of them.
Snack.
While Alice is still in the cart and Morty are just Morty? Lucille. Neither one is none the wiser to what's going on back there.
I'm joining the kobolds in a feast.
Yeah, it's almost like like a lad's night out. They're like eat. The kobolds like you. They like your character. So yeah, I would say that you're making friends with 8 kobolds. But it's up to you.
Yeah, I suppose I'm going to join them.
So then, any more meat? Shall we get some more meat?
I've had an idea.
I don't know what to say.
No, we could try and turn the kobolds against the cultists. It will be a fitting distraction if we get caught.
So, as I'm eating, I'm going to ask them if they know more about the camp.
Oh. Anything, loads. What do you want to know?
How many of you are there? How many of you? And how many of them are there?
Hundreds of us. Hundreds.
How many of them?
80, 100.
So there's more of you than there are of them.
Yeah.
Why aren't you in charge? There's more of you, less of them. You could be in charge of them.
I'm going to make an intelligence roll for one.
Say, follow me, and I will promise more
11?
feasts.
They're trying to do maths they can't do. They're like, more of us, less of them.
Strength in numbers. More of you, stronger than that, less of them.
Monkeys strong when work together.
We are true dragon servants. We are true real dragons.
You are stronger than humans.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yes.
And they kind of bow down. They think, you are a mini dragon. They think you're a dragon because you got...
Go with it.
I'm going to say, go back to camp. Tell your friends.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Many strong. They're weak. More meat for you.
Yeah. So they're all getting excited. They're all picking their stuff and then making their way.
Have we just incited a civil war? Have you two incited a civil war?
I'm gonna follow them.
Keeping of
I'm gonna
chickens.
follow them back myself, as in getting them to lead the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna just follow them. When we get near the camp, I'm gonna say, "Go on, tell your friends. Go on, tell all your friends about this."
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna let them. And I was like, "Go on, go, tell them."
They're all on their way, and So yes, so they're on their way, and all excited.
I'm just going to sit there and watch.
Wait, we need to get that prisoner, don't we?
No,
Oh, he's probably in a cage or something.
yeah, let's just watch to see what the kobolds do.
Right then, the kobolds.
Tell them there's a man in a cage.
Well, no,
The kobolds aren't smart enough for that.
no,
They'll probably eat him.
no, just the cultists. they'll murder them.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, they're kind of like going in a very, almost like a different way towards the camp. You're going on the trail.
following what we think is the trail.
I'm following the kobolds.
But we're purposefully trying... Well, I'm trying to get us to like a ridge overlooking the camp.
Yeah.
So somewhere where we can start to set up camp.
I'm following the kobolds.
Okay. So when you... Okay, so I'll just go to like your journey.
Yep.
Right, so basically... blah, blah, blah. Let me just read this.
Well, I think my character is asleep underneath the branches, underneath just dreaming of chickens.
Oh, I've had such an idea. I can use the chaos, and if that blue dragon, half dragon, gets a little bit weakened because they might not have fully recovered from our fight, especially mentally, I might be able to take my revenge a lot sooner than I thought I would.
Please make a wisdom perception check for me, please.
Choice. That'd be a 10.
That'd be a 10. Okay. Right. What I'm going to say is that, well, the kobolds are close to the... Oh, yeah. The kobolds are very...
There we go.
Basically, your new kobold allies are kind of like going to a different direction. They're basically very close to where you are. So you could kind of sense that they're there, but you can also sense there's no hostility happening towards you.
Right.
So it's almost like they've seen your intimidating presence.
You're
You're the reason for the meet.
Yeah, so they're like... He called in our books.
Because remember, kobolds, they're cowardly.
Yeah.
They go where they get more spoils. And obviously, you've motivated them to, to lead the way. So basically, what happens is, now normally, it would have been a fail, but the difficulty has been reduced because you got your kobolds. And they're like, hey, shh. The other kobold said, you whistled, you dumb back, bonk. And they say, no, rear guard, that direction. They may plan ambush. They may plan ambush.
Thank you for letting me know. You will be greatly rewarded on my return.
But we can help.
Ooh.
We can help.
I'm going to say to them, go. Go. Outnumber them. Get your meat.
Hold on. As they're draconic in nature, they like treasure. Mm-hmm. I take a gold coin. I take the gold coins I've picked up on the way.
Yeah?
And kind of just like drop them in front of them.
They all scramble for them. Shiny. Shiny.
I would say, do you know those meat bags, the things you want to eat?
Yeah.
They have more shiny things on them.
Oh.
Even more shiny things.
And Lucille...
And they could be yours.
Disguise putting on the voice. He still says, like I said, greatly rewarded.
Yeah.
They have shinies and meat.
He puts on like one of those like kind of fake evil laughs.
Yeah.
Like I want to say like it's like Matt Mercer's Yusuke laugh. Come on, give us a game where Matt Mercer's playing a villain, please.
So I'm not actually.
Well, technically, he does in.
I'm not
Cold
actually
Steel.
telling them to do it. I'm pushing them in the right direction.
Well, I'm adding to that by saying, Richly rewarded.
So-
Chinese.
What happens is this. One of the kobolds here says, "Come on, lads, let's get them." And then making their way towards the rear guard.
Well, they get more food that way.
Now, should we...
And
Yeah.
the kobolds in the rear guard.
Yeah, are there kobolds with them? Because they can...
Talk to them.
Well, no.
Oh. Right,
So,
we need to make sure the kobolds don't die, because we're going to need them.
So should we run a little combat with them?
Yeah.
Them versus that for a bit of laugh?
I would say, seeing as we're on our way to help them,
Yeah.
in a sense, well...
Oh, you want to help them as well? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Or should I stay hidden?
Stay hidden unless things turn, like, really dire.
So what I'll do is I'll set up a map.
I can read the kobolds.
Right, while you set up that, I'm going to...
So you control the kobolds? It's up to you.
Do something.
Okie dokie. Just going to lay this flat, so... Okay then.
I use my books again, are you?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. This is pretty bad. Right, what I'm going to say is, this is like a very high area. So these are like two sort of raised areas. I'll say they're about... let me just check. So about 20 feet high. It's 20 feet high. This is the lower area. This is like a trail.
You know what? I've came up with a brilliant idea for the name of this episode. Captain K.O.L.B.O.L.D, Civil War.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, if I just set up where what you're about to face. Right. So there are some cultists.
Also, Tron, I'd say position yourself in a way that you're cutting off their escape route.
I'm behind them.
Oh, okay.
I'm behind the. I'm following the kobolds.
Yeah, true.
3,
I'm inciting a riot.
4.
Rebellion! Viva la revolution!
Revolution! I sort out the kobolds. 3.
I swear, like, we
4.
can never have like a normal game of D&D. We always end up doing something like this in a campaign.
We always make it weird. I reckon that's how our Strahd campaign ended up with us being friends with us helping kill Strahd and becoming the Queens of Hell.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, that's
that is.
basically our D&D campaigns in a nutshell. And also, I think my Goblin Paladin managed to turn a circle of hell into a wine cellar
No,
for his god.
no, we built an extra level on.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was something
Sort
like
out
that, yeah.
bases for the. These are the kobolds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what we have is one veteran. That'll be the one with the eye patch.
Mhm.
There will be one. So basically, our games, you might expect Lord of the Rings, but they end up being Monty Python and the Holy Grail,
Yes.
No, I think we
which I think is the fate of every roleplay group, really.
Yeah, but I think with our group we start Monty Python, finish Monty Python.
True.
Yeah, sometimes we do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yep.
That'll be another kobold.
Right.
There should be 8, yeah?
Should be 8 kobolds. Do.
I'm following right behind those kobolds.
Yeah.
Dun.
Do. Okay.
Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, yay.
Did we just create a K.O.L.B.O.L.D gang?
Actually, I think there's
they're
rules
going in
in.
just clicking their fingers as they walk.
Actually, I think there's rules for actually making player
What was
character
it?
kobolds in one of the.
Andy?
Sorry.
Cultists, come out to play!
Oh, the warriors.
The warriors.
Wait, what you say? Andy, you do
Yeah.
know that I'll actually, there's a race for playing a kobold.
Yeah, some of them.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to put these
You've
there.
played one.
That's true. Yeah. Fido the ankle biter.
Yes.
Right.
Best in the show.
I'm going to say is that the kobolds are sort of in this direction because these kobolds know
Where the
that
ambush
these cultists are preparing a trap and they're about to push some boulders to
Oh, right.
whoever is on there, so they know.
is. Wait, if I'm on
that's
my way
me.
down that road,
Yeah,
they would see I'm in Dragon Tooth attire.
yeah.
I wonder how they think about that.
And there seem to be 2 acolytes.
What?
And there's the veteran, sort of looking grand. So basically, they're all standing there.
So these are kobolds here.
Yeah, these are the
Sorry.
kobolds, and sort of position the other kobolds wherever you like.
So they're coming from this
Position
way.
where your
is that
character
right?
is. This is almost like their initial position
I'm back
Yeah.
here.
for
What are you
any
trying to
traveller
go
that
for?
walks past.
I'm behind them. I'm following them.
So Lucille and Alice.
So what I'll do is,
I won't be involved in it, so just put yourself out.
Yeah, so I'm going down
do you want to
this.
help do some of the kobolds?
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah, I'll give you the kobold profile.
So what I'm doing, I'm going down
run for the
this
floor.
road in the cart.
Look at that, Andy. Ooh. He's going down this road in the cart.
Okay.
I'm following the kobolds up because
Yeah.
then they're gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a 20.
Right then. So they see you first.
Yep. Do you want me to roll initiative?
So you start in combat.
I mean,
Yeah.
do we want to get the initiative order, as I'm coming in on the cart, in the full armour?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's all roll for initiative, and
The kobolds are 22.
I'm just going to get the correct.
Got a 5 for initiative. Well, that actually kind of makes sense. He's on the cart. He's not really prepped for combat. So I've spun that to make it make sense.
Okay. Well, the cultists got a 15.
Aye.
Do you want to do Alice just in case?
The
Because as you said,
sort of
Alice was
more of
sleeping.
Yeah, my character won't wake up in time.
the acolytes, the 2 acolytes, got an 18, and the other one, I'm just gonna. Let's make this interesting. I'm going to use this profile, so it's not much. A 12.
For
For what?
veteran.
Yep. Okay, so who's first on the list?
Strong.
Troll.
I'm going to hold my action.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold it until the. What was that?
That's the acolyte.
The acolytes being these 2.
So I'm going to hold my action until after the veteran's turn.
Okay.
We sense bloods. Right.
Right, so... Is there an initial plan that you all guys have all together?
Yeah, it's basically...
Wing it.
I go in, and they just rush from the flank.
Can I not just have the kobolds volley the cultists?
Why don't you run in a bit and then do it?
Well, yeah, move them up.
What's their movement?
It's like 25 or 30.
It's 30.
30 feet?
15, 20, 25, 30.
Clock of volley.
Gank 'em. Gank 'em.
Yeah.
Gank
Zerg
them.
rush!
I'm just gonna keep alive.
They gain advantage, don't they?
Yes.
Yep.
Pack tactics.
So that's 8 attacks against cultists.
On the first one, they've got a sling, so it's 19.
That's a hit.
Just roll all your hits first. That's one hit.
Yeah, that should never hit because that'll be another 19 plus 4.
Yeah.
Just a
Two
reminder
hits.
that kobolds are incredibly deadly when they're not in Andy's hands.
No, that's probably a fair.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
What are they adding?
4.
To what? What's your highest?
Sling,
No, what's your highest there?
it's a 7. it's
So for 11, is that a
Yeah.
hit?
That's a miss.
So that's one miss.
14.
14.
That's a hit.
12.
That's a hit as well.
16.
That's a hit.
A crit.
Critical.
That's 7. One more.
That's
yeah,
a
and
hit
that's
as well.
another hit.
Yeah.
So it's one miss.
So it's 6 normal hits and 1 critical.
Right, it's d4 plus 2. So the first one is 3.
Yeah.
The second one is
6.
6 again.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, you got 3 more.
3.
Yeah.
3 again.
Yeah.
4.
And a critical.
So that's those 3 taken out.
And can I then use... Because I did roll... I don't know. That means my crit would have gone to waste.
What's the range of the weapons?
30, 120.
So yeah, you can get
Yeah, you can get one of them with the critical.
With the critical. So, I roll that twice. 3, 7, 9.
9 damage on that one.
9 damage. Oh, let me just check. Yep, taken out.
That's the kobolds.
See what it is when... Right, cultists.
no, there's one there.
That's
Right.
an acolyte.
Okay, what I'm going to say is, because of what the Kobold's contribution, they're pretty much taken by surprise now. So ignore the monsters for this particular part.
Right.
Yep.
And then,
Do another...
Yeah.
So
For
then
this
it
round.
would
So
be...
it go back to my turn because I would have
Yeah.
held my turn to there. So it would
so
be me
yeah,
now.
straight to you, be straight to the next person. So ignore.
So that would be me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said you held your action.
Yeah.
I fly.
And then Sam.
My turn.
What is
So
this?
what's the movement of the cart? The horse's
horse.
movement?
Oh,
Horse is 40, isn't it?
something like
Actually, should
40,
we have
yeah.
like
Horse
the
is
horse's
40.
initiative? Or that count as
No,
mine?
that's the count as yours. Horse's
Okay.
movement is 40.
So about there?
So 8 squares, yeah.
Yeah, I just move there, dismount, rapier, shield, and I give them a gesture of like just doing that like, whole "come and get me" sign with the, and also taking off the helmet.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's like they now know I'm not one of them.
is that all you're doing?
Yeah.
Then it'll be back
Like
to
just-
Troll's
So
turn.
back to the top. So it's normal.
I would say take out the backline first.
Yeah, because they're the...
Sweep and dive bomb.
You get to attack twice before the enemy gets
Are
to.
they acolytes as well, the ones at the back?
These are cultists. That's the.
19 to hit.
I didn't.
Um,
Cross them off then.
hang on. Yes, it is a hit. Yeah.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Bonus action. 26 to hit. Doing 7 damage.
Out of the picture.
And then I'm going to go... I'm actually going to go to there, but I'm actually going to stay 30 foot up.
Ah. So basically dive bombed and gone back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to move up a bit.
This is going to be just a round of combat where I did nothing but look cool.
I'm going to K.O.L.B.O.L.D volley again.
K.O.B.O.L.D volley.
Number 1. 12, 16.
That's a hit.
16 again.
Yep.
Hold on, 18. Sorry, that was a 14 then. That's a 19, so 23. An 18.
Is that a hit? 18?
18
Yep.
plus 4. Another 23. Ooh. No, that one's a miss. That'd be
Miss.
a 10.
Yeah.
Another 18 plus 4.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
crit.
a crit. How many have I done?
That's all 8.
That is all 8.
So that's 6 hits and 1 critical.
Who do you want to do the critical on?
I'll do the critical on.
Yeah, because you got an acolyte here, you got the veteran, and you got 2 cultists.
I'll do the crit on the big guy.
This
Yeah.
one here.
No, the
This one here.
eye patch.
Yeah.
So that would be 2d4
Plus 2.
plus 2. No. Yeah, plus 2. 6.
6 damage.
Yeah.
And then you might as well do the next hit on that one anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
And then
5.
5.
Okay. Yeah.
How many is that?
That was 4.
Another 6.
Okay.
5. 6. Got 1 more.
And another 6.
Ooh. He's really messed up. He's close to being taken out.
Now it's just kobolds.
Yeah, after the kobolds, it's the acolyte.
Okay then. Right. Blah blah blah. Right, Theo.
Kobolds steady.
So let's see the situation there. Obviously, the kobolds are being the bigger threat,
Not even
but
the
they're
guy
further
in
at the
armour
distance.
beckoning them to attack him.
The most, obviously, the most stylish-looking one is
Yep.
that's a stylish threat, and the close threat being you. So
I'm 30 foot up.
I would say that this acolyte, his attention is on you,
Okay.
and let's have a look.
They're probably going to have spells.
Hope you don't mind.
Please be a ranged spell attack. Actually, no, what am I talking about? I've got pretty good decks.
Well, this is one of my rare occasions where as DM, I use spells. But hey, if a non-player character's got it, they got it. So, hope you don't mind. Aha. Okay then. This acolyte. Approaches and screeches out, "Traitor!" and unleashes a sacred flame. Please make a dex saving throw, please.
16.
16. Okay.
That is probably going to be a
it's gonna
miss.
be-
Seeing as I have... Just going off what I have on my
No,
character sheet.
it's a pass. It's a pass, so you avoid it.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I
Yeah,
would...
yeah, you and yes.
Because there's no way they've got more than 15.
And so let's see one and only acolyte. Who's the next?
Cultist.
Yeah.
Cultists. Okie dokie. The cultists, they draw their scimitars. Because obviously you're 30 feet in the air,
I'm
aren't
30
you?
foot up, yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much the only one they can go against, the kobolds are already high up, so they can't reach them either.
So they're all just going to bum rush me?
Ah! This has got a double move, but obviously he loses his attack.
Hello there.
And yeah, they made it into combat, but obviously they don't use their... So, okay, so who's
Veteran.
next? Veteran? Okay,
Another
then.
one coming at me.
Oh, well, I'm kind of using a different profile for veteran at the moment.
Does he
so,
have a ranged option?
He's going to cast Sacred Flame up at you. So dex save.
Okay.
Aren't they weak to radiant damage?
No.
Well, that's the thing about
That's good.
I think that is a pass.
26.
that's a dodge.
Nice aerial dodge.
Do a barrel roll.
Well, I have to
So he's just standing there looking bad guy like, looking up in the sky, firing a Sacred Flame at the
Well,
little
it's
birdie.
My turn.
It's Sam's turn.
Sam,
moving
Sam,
west.
the man who can.
Okay, so, oh, that's possible. Do I want to smite or do I want to? Nah, let's just rapier to the face. Ooh, that's looking good. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah, okay. Sad
So that's
face.
3. Because I'm guessing we could probably have a rest before. No, I'm gonna. That is going to be 7 damage to his face.
Ooh,
Probably not enough
losing
to
my
kill.
profile here. 7 damage.
'Cause I could Divine Smite, but I've only got 2 spell slots.
Okay.
That's my turn. Because I'm not level 5 yet.
So we're back at the top.
It's
Yep.
troll.
I'm gonna swoop down and attack this guy from behind. But I'm going in. As I go in, I'm getting my scythe out and swinging that as I go through. 14.
Blah 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 blah. That is a hit.
That's 10 slashing damage.
He's gone.
Yay.
Shing.
And then coming back down with the rest of the movement there, bonus action to attack.
Give it some smash.
Peck his eyes
15.
out.
Hit.
9 damage.
Yep.
Oh,
That'll to do it.
That must have been max damage for you.
yeah, well,
That was the acolyte.
that was my claws. I went, literally clawed into the back of his.
So it's Kobold's turn. Yeah. So they're all going to turn.
Just turn.
And they're going to volley at the cultists. 19.
That's a hit.
Uh,
So do they reach up to you in a bunch of rocks?
21.
And you're just
Well,
standing
one gets
there
a rapier
like...
to the face.
18. 22.
Hit.
Crit.
Again?
Yes. Another 22.
I think they're going to be completely smushed, aren't they?
Considering one's already taken damage.
It reminds me like on Monty Python, The Life of Brian, the scene with the stones. And they're all
Stop
pelt
throwing
this poor
stones at
guy
me.
with lots of
21.
stones.
And don't they bring in that really big
Yeah, that
stone?
big...
Andy.
Yeah.
Andy, that's 7 hits and 1 critical.
I think that ought to do it. Because I
Yeah,
think the
sure.
critical would be they're bringing the large stone. And they're all flattened by it.
I think the K.O.L.B.O.L.D saved the day on that one.
I can handle them.
They're like, big stone, plump.
They're just throwing bigger and bigger stones.
as I killed that the leader with like a claw to the back,
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue with that and lift him up and fly him and just drop him in amongst the kobolds.
Oh yeah. You can have like the two cultists, the big rock and the leader on top.
So I've literally just
Yeah.
dropped the leader in front
Yeah.
in the middle of the kobolds.
And they're all looking at it, drooling, and ravenous. So yeah, so they're all helping themselves to the flesh. And some of them are also like offering you scraps as well. Must feed, must feed. Enjoy.
I'll eat it, but I don't need it.
And then
What are
some
you-
of them
what are
approach you. Eat meat, eat meat.
No, thank you.
More for us then.
Though he is going to make a bit of a joke. Like when they're like offering to have Morty eat, he's just gonna go, "You should eat up, Morty. You're only skin and bones."
Everybody goes quiet.
Even the kobolds are just like,
Tumbleweed goes past.
"Dude."
5 hours later, and still no one laughs.
Well, to be fair, he is an adopted dad, so he can use dad jokes.
Yeah, I just wouldn't.
To be fair, would Alice even understand he's making a joke? That would be the funny part. He makes a joke and not even Alice gets it.
Yes, and Mortis is going to join in with the kobolds eating.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is like find an area to like set up camp,
Yeah?
and I think that we might have to do it for an episode because it's currently 9:30.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a good place to stop anyway, so it'll give
Yeah.
you time to prepare the... Because the next scene is pretty much a major one. I haven't even got around to preparing much, but hopefully for next time, it'll be pretty cool. So the funny thing is, though, is that because both encounters are quite hilarious, and whereas not as presented here in the book, it sounds like we're doing it our way. It's
you're
even
meant to-
funnier.
Like we just have like Gary Gygax just sat over us, just like, you are aware you're meant to kill the kobolds, right? You are the chosen one, party. You were meant to kill the kobolds, not join them.
I can't give away these toys.
Yeah.
I'm going to when we rest and
Yeah.
camp, I'm going to keep watch obviously, and I'm going to entertain and eat with the kobolds.
Well, it looks like you're all making good company with the kobolds, so...
I haven't met them. I'm still asleep.
so
I have had a genius idea.
I'm not naming them.
I know. No. We don't need to name them. If we ever need a boat, we can use our kobold army to commandeer a boat. In a sense of, send them into a shipyard in big enough numbers and have them lift the boat and walk away with it. If we get enough kobolds, we could probably do that.
it's a man on a mission.
I think as long as we feed them, they'll keep following us.
Sam, that is the most insane, most ridiculous idea I ever heard. But you know what? As DM, you know I'm likely to accept it.
Yes. We tried actually doing something similar in Star Wars, if you remember, Troll. With a player who isn't with this group anymore. He had an idea of getting an entire army of dumb series droids. You know those little droids that fold up?
Oh,
The one that Jar Jar pokes in the first one.
yeah, I remember that. Oh
I've
my
named
god.
the kobolds.
Oh, for God's sake.
What have you named them?
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny polka dot bikini.
Right. Well,
Gary Gygax, I honestly, we look up to the sky to you and everything. I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
I've named the kobolds now.
actually, I would love to see how Matt Mercer reacts to this.
We need to try and send him this.
I have named the kobolds now. They are my friends.
The critical
Oh my God.
team are great and all, but they don't have a kobold army.
Anyway, that about does it for this episode. See you next time.
Thank you very much.